Good afternoon, guys. Here's our latest video update on Haiyan or Bagyong Yolanda. You read that right. It is now a typhoon, down from a super typhoon. Still a pretty powerful storm as it moves away from the Philippines. Today is Saturday, November 9th. And again, early afternoon update, 4 p.m. right now in the Philippines. And again, not a good day though for much of Visayas as we are starting to get a glimpse of the destruction and utter devastation that the super typhoon Haiyan left across the region as it moved across that area yesterday. Again, as a powerful Category 5 storm, bringing winds of as much as 380 kilometers per hour, just blowing across through many islands, made 5 landfalls, and crossed as much as 4 cities in as many provinces out there in that region. Thankfully, it is now moving away, uh, now across the South China Sea or the West Philippine Sea, but is moving towards the country of Vietnam. It was last looked at approximately 740 kilometers east-southeast of Metro Manila, or about 600 kilometers east of the coast of Vietnam. Maximum sustained winds have now decreased to 215 kilometers per hour with gusts of up to 260 kilometers per hour, according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Japan Meteorological Agency has slightly lower wind estimates, but still pretty strong, 165 kilometers per hour, according to that agency. And right now, the system is currently moving west-northwestward at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour, so still moving quite fast across the South China Sea. Looking at the latest visible satellite image, system is showing some signs of reorganization as it moved into the open waters, but not really seeing any signs of rapid intensification. So thankfully, we're not expecting Haiyan to become a super typhoon anymore. However, it will be bringing another round of big threat for parts of Vietnam, Laos, and even southwestern China. And looking at the enhanced infrared image, again you can see the central dense overcast and hints of an eye actually still visible on the satellite here, again moving away from the Philippines. Still some residual rains though for parts of northern and central Luzon. We are still seeing reports of 30 to 50 millimeters of rain, but again we expect those rainfall to subside later tonight. In fact, parts of actually much of Visayas, are now seeing clear weather, even sunshine being seen in some of the areas there, which is good news because that gives a good environment for government officials and rescuers to really start assessing the damage and start helping out people that have basically been cut off from the rest of the world. You have some towns still isolated and can't be reached by land. Do have some reports of reconnaissance planes being sent out by the Philippine Air Force to try and assess the damage via planes, and hopefully get some pretty clear idea on which towns to really rescue as of this moment. And also, we're starting to see reports of the hardest hit areas of Tacloban City. In fact, we have an image of the airport there in Tacloban from Lenny Lin, and reports of the entire terminal just destroyed by this typhoon. The only remaining usable structure, actually, as they say, is the runway. And considering the location of the airport of Tacloban, it is about 3 meters away from the water, so the storm surge piled up to the second floor, talking about 20 feet of water, and also the strong winds just destroyed this entire structure. And just to give you an idea, this is what the airport looked like before that that typhoon hit. So again, those roofs and the small tower over there, now gone and just destroyed. And looking at the latest picture here, we can see some military personnel, and it looks like government officials. So it looks like Tacloban Airport is going to be a staging area, hopefully for relief operations and rescue operations that will be going across that region. Now, in terms of the other airports in the region, Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines is informing the public that the airports of Tacloban, Calibo, Rojas, and Busuanga in Palawan will remain closed until further notice. Those airports will probably be used exclusively by the military and government officials to really hasten the relief operations in their respective regions. Other airports such as Iloilo and Caticlan have opened this afternoon, so operations there have resumed. So check with your local carriers if you are flying in those areas, just to make sure your flight isn't cancelled if there are any problems. Other areas of travel such as sea travel, the Philippine Coast Guard still reporting that about 3,000 people still stranded in many ports out in, especially in southern Luzon. People trying to travel back towards their islands out here in the Visayan regions. We expect those to start subsiding as the sea travel operations should resume for the most part by tomorrow. Some of the seaports have been damaged though, so even though the ports out here in Manila are in operation, ports out here in Cebu or in Bacolod, in Bacolod and parts of Panay and Iloilo, they may not be in operation. So that is something that we're definitely going to have to find out if you are using sea travel to reach these areas. Other pictures that we've seen so far across social media is this one from Joreen Gabalunos. I'm just showing one picture. I will post the link for the full album. This is actually from the island of Panay in the province of Iloilo. This is done through a reconnaissance plane that was done by the Philippine Air Force earlier today, and showing the destruction brought by the strong winds. You can see those trees debarked, flattened houses, roofs just blown away, definitely reminiscent of what a Category 3 or even a Category 4 damage would look if it hit land. And unfortunately, just utter devastation. And this is the same image that we've been seeing not only across Iloilo but also the hardest hit areas of Leyte and Samar, especially out there in Tacloban, where dozens of bodies have apparently been found across roads lying just because of the massive debris brought by the storm surge as the system moved across yesterday. We also have a video shared by Norm Schriever, an author that is currently staying in Boracay in the Philippines near the island of Panay, very popular tourist destination, and he shot this video yesterday afternoon just as the system was moving through. Again, you can see very strong winds as well. Some damage has been reported across Boracay, but in terms of widespread damages, thankfully we aren't seeing any just yet though, but probably keep you guys updated as we get more information. The good news though is that the internet seems to be working, since he has uploaded and has actually communicated with me via YouTube, so that's a good thing. I have left a link to his YouTube channel as well as Twitter page, so you can follow more of his updates. And if you want to see more updates of images and videos, we have a good collection of them here in the westernpacificweather.com that we've compiled over the past 2 to 3 days of damages, flying debris, even some satellite images and also pictures out in the city of Ormoc, Leyte, Tacloban Airport, and again other images just showing how powerful this storm is. We even have videos of the eyewitness accounts as the system moved across the island. And if you want to, if you have your own images or videos that you want to share, please do so. Leave a comment down below or on our Facebook page. We also have a tool on our website, westernpacificweather.com, where you can leave photos and also videos. And also you can email me personally at philippineweather@yahoo.com, or you can attach the image that you want to share. We really need them as we continue to compile eyewitness accounts, and again, we really want to share them for our viewers around the world. Now, as we look at the system via the infrared, moving really quickly across the South China Sea, Haiyan is now turning its head towards the country of Vietnam and could make landfall there in less than 48 hours. Here's the latest forecast from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, and again, expecting this system to turn to the west-northwest, perhaps intensify slightly overnight, but then will make landfall tomorrow morning, Sunday, near the city of Da Nang here in central Vietnam as a powerful Category 3, maybe even a Category 2, or maybe even a Category 3 typhoon, and then rapidly weakening but will slow down, which is a key thing here because that will definitely mean more rainfall for parts of Vietnam, not only in Vietnam actually, but also parts of Laos, maybe even Thailand and Cambodia could see some light to moderate rains in the next 2 days. Eventually, the system will turn northward, and by Monday and Tuesday, it could move near the city of Hanoi, bringing heavy rainfall in that area as well. Now, this is the Japan Meteorological Agency, and there is some a little difference between JMA and Joint Typhoon Warning Center. You can see the track here taking it northwestward into the Gulf of Tonkin, but it makes landfall near Hanoi compared with the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, which takes Haiyan across central Vietnam. So a little bit of difference between JMA. And as for JMA, this could actually be the worst case scenario because this will track the system longer across the ocean, meaning it will maintain that intensity for far longer, and it will be making landfall near the city of Hanoi in this region we call the Red River Delta, which is home to almost 20 million people and also low-lying lands here. So storm surge, heavy rainfall, and strong winds, just a really bad combination if this forecast actually pans out. Again, looks like not only the Philippines, but we could also be seeing Vietnam's parts of southwestern China, especially the island of Hainan, and also parts of Laos. We could be dealing with another disaster out here. Now, thankfully, government officials in Vietnam have started evacuating people, so it looks like they are taking the warnings really seriously. And just before we end our video update, you probably have heard mentions of another cyclone that could impact the Philippines by next week. While we don't really want to induce panic, we are watching a cluster of thunderstorms forming out here, still thousands of kilometers away from the Philippines, well south of Guam actually. And right now, some computer models are developing this to a tropical storm. If this does develop, it doesn't look like it will become as strong as Haiyan. We're not expecting a super typhoon out of this one. However, if it does form, it could bring another round of rainfall across parts of Mindanao and Visayas. We're looking at possibly Wednesday or Thursday, so still have plenty of time to watch the system. We'll definitely keep you guys updated. Put out more updates on our next video update by tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a clearer idea on what this system will actually do. But that is it for our update today. Again, thank you for watching, and also those people that have shared their photos and images and videos to us. Again, full credit goes to them, and again, we thank them for sharing those images. If you have your own, please share them with us, and continue to keep you guys posted, especially as we get more and more access to the isolated areas out here in central and eastern Visayas that were hit hard by Super Typhoon Haiyan or Yolanda. Keep you guys updated, and again, you can visit me on my blog at Sa Gitna ng Bagyo, and also at westernpacificweather.com. Have a slew of writers and meteorologists working on giving you up-to-date information regarding the Philippines, and also people in Vietnam which might be watching this video right now. So stay safe, guys. See you in our next update. Bye bye.